Ben, thank you so much. It's an honor to work with you, PSC, BNC, everyone here today. I'm just blown away and so moved and ready to be here all, the 1,000 of us on the screen as I was scrolling through screen after screen of us holding our keys, feeling the energy of this rally today. Ben, thanks for handing it over. I'm so grateful for your emceeing all throughout the first. I wanted to talk a little bit before we get on with the rest of the incredible program about, for us at JVP and for me, what this day means. As a Jewish person, I still and always remember the first time that I saw a picture of Palestinian families, in this case being loaded into boats by Jewish militias, a part of the expulsion of Palestinians from Haifa in '48. That photo is just etched indelibly in my mind because it taught me that one of the foundational tenets I was raised with in modern day Zionism, that the quote unquote, Arabs want to drive Jews into the sea, had actually happened, but in reverse. That, as everyone has described so incredibly poignantly here today, it was Zionist militias wielding guns and explosives and driving the Palestinian population of Haifa, families and babies and grandparents, like we've heard from all day, into rickety boats and forced to flee to Gaza or Egypt, not yet having returned. And it hurts me to say it, but it was Jewish Zionist militias driving Palestinians into the sea, not the other way around. And it's not an accident that, in spite of plentiful documentation, that as an American and as a Jewish person, this history was not only a surprise, but actually a reversal of what I had been taught. The Israeli government, supported by most American Jewish institutions, has worked from that moment, from its inception, at the dual aims of continuing the Nakba while also obscuring it from view. And such a great catastrophe unfolding for 72 years requires enormous complicity on every level. You take the Jewish National Fund, which was planting pine trees over the ruins of at least 40 destroyed villages in '48, and today is partnering with evangelical Christian station God TV to plant those same trees over Al-Araqib, which has been nearly destroyed nearly 200 times, or corporations like Elbit and G4S that facilitate and profit from apartheid and mass imprisonment, or the Jewish and Christian Zionist organizations in the US channeling money into settlements and into vicious attacks on the movement for justice in Palestine, and the US government spending billions of taxpayer dollars to fund all of that Israeli injustice against Palestinians. I believe that the Palestinian Nakba is not only a defining moment in Palestinian history, as Ben and so many others here have described, but also, just like slavery and settler colonialism in the US are not just the histories of African Americans or Native Americans. They define America. And as a white American, it was my family there too, on the other side of the gun. Those are my histories to understand, to internalize, to undo. In the same way, I invite my fellow Jews watching here on the Zoom call, in the many thousands online beyond, tonight, refuse complicity with the Nakba and its erasure in our communities. Let us use this moment of social isolation to reach out to our own people, to someone else in your life. Have that hard conversation. Use resources like available on JVP's website with the Facing the Nakba curriculum. Learn together, study together, commit together. Because today, as Palestinians are commemorating this 72nd anniversary of the Nakba, and as Israel is preparing to annex another third of the West Bank, the Israeli Jewish and American Jewish communities have another chance to decide our future. Do we accede to a future rooted in denial and continue to allow annexation and ethnic cleansing and apartheid in our names? Or do we engage with hard truth and bring our whole selves to the struggle of repair for these harms? At JVP, we choose the struggle for justice over silence and complicity. We choose to join with Palestinians and many, many across the globe who support the right of return for Palestinians as part of a shared future of justice, equality, and freedom for all people. I invite fellow Jews, everyone here today, to join us. We'll drop a link in the chat of a petition declaring commitment and solidarity with the right of return. It's just the energy in this rally today making me certain that this movement, led by Palestinians, joined by so many of us around the world, is unlocking a future where real healing and where real justice is not only possible, but is inevitable.